Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know that it has been super long since I have come on here and done like a sit-down video. I've been really busy. I actually just graduated from college, so I officially have my bachelor's degree. But along with that has come like a lot of quick changes, and I've been having to kind of make plans and do different things, so that's why I have not been coming on here as often and doing these type of videos. But now that it is my summer break and I have some free time, I've been really motivated to get back on here and do a sit-down video, so I hope that you guys will enjoy this one, and yeah, let's get started. So I'm very well aware that it is summer break for most people here, but at the same time there are some people that may just be getting started with college for the summer. I know that there are a lot of colleges that will actually make, or sometimes even allow, students to start their freshman year in the summertime rather than beginning in fall like everyone else. And so I figured I might as well just get started with this and just help some people out. And even if this doesn't apply to you right in this moment, you can always come back and watch this video, and it should hopefully help you out when you get started in August or whenever it is that you're going to get started. Today's video is things that I wish I had known before I started college. So the first thing that I would say is have a plan. So in other words, be very goal-oriented. I know that when you get started with college, it can seem very overwhelming, and there's just so much on your mind. There's so much that you want to do, so much that you're trying to figure out. But I feel like as long as you have a plan, things should go more smoothly. And what I mean by that is, don't just, start college, you have your major, or maybe you're undecided or whatever it is, but don't just get started and kind of think of it as like, I'll just figure it out like as I go along. That's a huge mistake that I know a lot of people make, and then they get further along in their college career and they realize that they pretty much wasted their first year or two of college. So have a plan and try to stick to it. For me, I was a health sciences major. I was a health science major all 4 years. I never switched my major, but I always had the plan in mind that I wanted to go into the health field. And so knowing that, it drove my whole college career. And so no matter what I was thinking, no matter how many times that I kind of like drifted off and kind of went astray, I always had that goal in mind. And so it kind of just helped me to stay focused and stay on track and not like lose sight of what it is that I was actually in college for, which was to actually get a degree and be able to have a career that makes a decent amount of money and make a good life for myself. So yeah, just try to have that goal, have that plan. If you have to write it down, if you have to make sticky notes and just like put them on your desk, whatever that you need to do to stay focused, like just do that, and it will make a huge difference, trust me. Okay, so the second thing that I wish I knew before starting college is that finding your niche won't always happen instantly. I know that it can seem like a lot of pressure to find out exactly where you belong in your college, what your friend group is, what activities that you like to do. You know, I do know some people that get started and immediately they just find their friends and they know exactly what they want to do, but for most of us, it doesn't really happen that way. You know, especially if you go to college in, you know, an area that's not your hometown. You know, if you go somewhere else in the state like I did, or if you even go out of state, it can be even harder because you may or may not be familiar with the area and the people. So, you know, just like be patient with yourself and try to focus more on you know, doing the things that you like to do, and, you know, being around people that make you feel happy. And I'm pretty sure that you will be able to find your niche that way. For me personally, freshman year was pretty difficult because I just felt kind of lost, not in terms of my, like, you know, classes, but more so in terms of like finding, you know, people that I enjoyed being around, finding activities that I enjoyed. I kind of like dabbled in like little things, you know, I went to like different, you know, club meetings and activities and stuff like that, but I never really found something that stuck with me. And to be honest, like, it took me like more than a year to kind of like find what I enjoyed and like what I liked to do. And that's okay. Like, you don't have to do things like everyone else. You don't have to have like this huge friend group or have this one activity that you're like super dedicated to, like, you know, so don't feel too much pressure to, you know, make everything happen quickly. The third thing that I wish that I knew was to not take your first year of college for granted, because it goes by very, very quickly. I can attest to the fact that it feels like my college years just like zoomed by, especially my freshman year. You know, I can still remember like planning to move into my dorm and like getting everything ready and being nervous about my first classes and everything, and that just went by so quickly. So if you think that, you know, your freshman year is just gonna be like very long and drawn out, you're probably wrong. It does go by very, very quickly because college is a lot different from, you know, grade school, like high school and whatnot. You're not, you know, you're not going to be in the same classes all year. You're only going to be in those classes for about, you know, 5 months or so. And try to, you know, do your best in everything. You definitely want to have fun and make the most of it, but don't think that if you just go out and like party all the time and just do whatever that you want to do, that it's just gonna like be okay, because I know a lot of people who did that and it didn't turn out so well for them. And, you know, it may seem like it's not a big deal, you know, everybody does this, like, you know, the freshman year, it's like a piece of cake, you just do whatever you want. But I'm telling you right now that what you do your freshman year will make the biggest difference in your next, you know, couple of years before you graduate, because it can either make you or break you. For me personally, I worked really hard and I was able to get very good grades my freshman year, and because of that, it helped my GPA out a lot. If you kind of start off and you're already not doing too well because, you know, you're not really taking it seriously, then it's going to be even harder for you, because, you know, the higher level that you get at, you know, your sophomore year, your junior year, senior year, your courses are going to become harder. You know, freshman year, a lot of people are taking those general education courses, or even if you've done those already, like in high school somehow, you'll still have to do a lot of like prerequisite courses, and those courses, like 9 out of 10 times, are always going to be easier than your upper level courses. So if you take the time of your freshman year with those classes and don't take them seriously, and you get a lower GPA for those easier classes, it's going to make your life a lot more difficult, unnecessarily difficult, because it doesn't have to be that way. You just have to plan ahead and not take things for granted. And another thing about not taking it for granted, on the other hand, is don't do the opposite. Don't just like be so focused on your classes all the time that you don't really go out and like enjoy things, because even though this is the time when you want to make sure that you're getting the best grades, because these are your easiest classes, so you should take advantage of them for your GPA. This is also probably when you'll have the most free time, because there's not as much pressure to do things, and go and find some like activity groups that you enjoy doing things with, or you could just have a Netflix marathon and just invite people over to your dorm or apartment or whatever it is, but just have fun as well. On to the fourth thing that I wish I knew. So the fourth thing is, it's okay to not be 100% sure of your career, but still have like a general idea of what you want to do. There is a lot of different ways that you can figure out what it is that you're passionate about. A lot of times we come into college with this idea of what we want to do, and we think that we have it all like planned out, and we think we know everything and exactly how it's going to go. Like, some people say, well, I want to be a doctor, and I'm going to be a pre-med, I'm going to do all of my sciencey courses, and I'm going to be involved in this activities, and I'm going to shadow here and this and that. And then they get like halfway through college and they're like, you know what, I don't really like this, I don't want to do this. And then they're kind of like in this crisis where it's like, okay, this is all I planned for, this is all that I've been doing, so what else can I do with myself? And they decide, oh, maybe I don't want to do medicine anymore, and now I have to figure out a completely different major to take, and like retake a lot of prereqs and all that stuff, and that is completely okay. But I would definitely recommend that you stay as general as possible. That is what I did, and I cannot tell you how much it helped. So for me personally, I came into college knowing that I wanted to be in the health field. Like, I was 100% sure that that was like all I was interested in. When you are in high school, or even like right before you get started, because those weeks, those months before you get started, even when you're not in high school anymore and you've already graduated from high school, that's still time for you to explore and determine. Take advantage of that time and write down what is the top 2 things that you want to do, but try to focus on the number 1 thing and make it as general as possible. I can't tell you how much that helps. I knew that I wanted to do health, but I was not 100% sure that I was going to stick to the particular field of health that I chose. And so I chose the major health sciences because I took a look at the courses that I would be taking and the different options that I would have with that major, rather than something like, like biology or, biological sciences, pre-med, like those things that were a little bit more specific. Health sciences was more of like an umbrella. There was things that you could do both in health, medicine, allied health, research, and it was just very, very broad. And so I chose that major, and it helped a lot, because when I came in my freshman year, I thought that I wanted to do physical therapy. And after my sophomore year, I realized that I didn't really want to do that, but it was pretty stressful for me because I I didn't really know exactly what it is that I wanted to do instead of physical therapy, but at the same time, I wasn't really worried because I knew that I still wanted to do something in health and that I wouldn't have to change my major. So try to make things easier for yourself and make your major as general as possible. If I could say that like a million times, I would say make your major as general as possible. So just, it's okay not to know exactly what you want to do, but don't limit yourself. Don't make things very specific that if you screw up or if you decide that you want to do something else, you're kind of stuck having to like redo everything, and then you're spending more time and more money in college, and nobody wants to spend more time and money. So yeah, that's just what I would advise. And last but not least, the fifth thing that I wish I knew is to work smarter and not harder. I know that's something that's easier said than done, but when you get started with college, just start from scratch. Don't think about, what your high school experience was like. Don't think that, things are going to be the same or they're going to be different. Just start with a clean slate and work your way from there. Start with the syllabus. I know that's something that a lot of people don't take the time to go through, but know what you're getting into for each of your classes. Take syllabus week very, very quickly. I mean, not very quickly. Take syllabus week very seriously. So look through what your class is going to look like. Look at the calendars. Look at whether you're going to have quizzes or tests or homework assignments. There's some courses where you will have, things like homework assignments and activities to help boost your grade, and then there's a lot of courses where you will not. That's one of the main differences with high school and college, is that there are going to be some courses where you don't have anything to boost your grade. All you have is your exams that you take every few weeks, and if you screw up on your exams, then you screw up on the class. So that can be hard for a lot of people to get used to, but luckily freshman year, the courses are typically a little bit more flexible, and there will be some courses, that you have that will have, things like quizzes or homework assignments to boost your grade. And depending on what your major is, things may be more simple or not, but either way, like, don't think of it as like, oh, like this is going to be very difficult for me. Like, if you just take the time to plan things out and know what you're getting into, it will make all the difference. Freshman year, I knew what I was getting myself into with my courses, but I didn't think things through the right way. And I'm not saying that I did bad. Like, I did very good. I got straight A's, but it wasn't easy to do because I was not working smarter rather than harder. I kind of took on the same mentality that I had when I was in high school, because I was in a very challenging program in high school that I don't even want to talk about. It was terrible. And I kind of took on that mentality that, okay, well, this is college. Like, this is supposed to be more difficult than high school. And just a little secret, like, I don't want to say this to like make anyone think that like, oh, like their life is going to be easy. This was just for me personally. College was actually easier for me than high school. And I know that may be kind of shocking to most people, but I was in the IB program, or the International Bachelorette program, in high school, and at my school it was a mess. It was very complicated, and it was just unnecessarily difficult, and I had like no life at all. And I came into college with the mentality that like, okay, well, this is college, like this is going to be harder. So I was not easy on myself at all. I'm not saying that I regret what I did, because it made me stronger, and it helped me to learn how to study smarter and not harder, because I kind of like dabbled a little bit in everything, and like different study methods like flashcards and you know, reading textbooks, highlighting. Like I did, like anything that you can think of, I did it. You know, I actually read my textbooks. I know a lot of students don't read their textbooks. I read my textbooks. I was like doing everything, and because I did that, it helped me to become stronger and, you know, learn the ways that I should and shouldn't do things. And yeah, I'm kind of like just going in a circle, but work smarter, not harder, and don't be too hard on yourself. Sorry, if you want me to do a video on any of the things that I mentioned specifically, you know, leave a comment below, direct message me, you know, just reach out to me. Like, I want to make content that is actually helpful to everyone. You know, obviously I enjoy doing this. It's like a hobby for me, but I do like to interact with, you know, the people that are viewing my videos. And so if there's anything that you want me to expand on, let me know, and I'll try my best to make a video for that if I feel like I'm an expert enough at that topic. I mean, even if I feel like I'm not, I'll still try to make a video. I'm not opposed to it, so yeah. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that it was helpful to you. If you liked this video, please comment. I'd love to hear from you guys. Please subscribe so you can see more videos like this in the future, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.